TJ, we're going to throw everybody in a room with one other person for 4 minutes total. You're going to set that time at the beginning. You're going to be in a room with somebody, and this is a game called My New Best Friend. You have 4 minutes to learn everything you can about them, and that you can come back and say, oh my God, this is my new best friend, Stacy, and she is a Libra, and she does this, and blah, blah. You need to be able to talk about them. You have 4 minutes whenever TJ throws you randomly into that room. See you in a minute. So, where are we? Okay, we just did that thing. Now, does anybody feel brave enough to introduce their new best friend? And I will say this, there's another layer to this. We're not going to spend all the time to introduce all of our new best friends tonight, just we don't have the time. I want to just show what we're doing. But there's another layer that you should know about. Later, after Rachel introduces her new best friend, who's your new best friend, Rachel?
Michael.
Michael's your new best friend. After you introduce Michael, and then we're playing a little bit later, Krista may be brave enough to introduce her new best friend, Michael, based on Rachel's introduction. So you may be asked to introduce a second layer. Rachel, do you want to introduce your new best friend, Rachel?
Yes. My new best friend is Michael. He is currently living in New Jersey, but he is actually a New Yorker, so he's undercover in New Jersey. And he is he's an acting teacher like me, and like me, he teaches at a couple of different places. He's getting ready right now to teach Acting 1 and Acting 3 in Connecticut. And then, but he also teaches acting for musical theater. And Acting 1 is what it sounds like, and Acting 3 is heightened language. He's moving in with his partner in 6 months to a new place rather than into one or the other of their places. And he is sheltering in place with his parents, which I thought was brave of him. But he says, no, they're really cool. So he's got plenty of room, and he doesn't feel crowded at all, and he doesn't feel like they're infantilizing him, and he's having a good time. That's my new best friend, Michael.
Thank you, Rachel, so much. And so nice to meet you, Michael. Does anybody else feel brave enough to introduce a new best friend? Okay. Yeah. Oh, Sophie, thank you.
Hi, my new best friend is Stacy Joyce. And Stacy is a badass theater professor at Aurora University. It might be Aurora College. I think it's Aurora University. Okay, great. And Stacy is very, very amazing on her own, but she also has 2 sons. They are 6 and 9. And she has a nice husband named Adam. And Stacy and I grew up in the same town called Skokie, which is wild. And we went to the same high school, Niles North High School, go Vikings. Stacy now lives right across from Niles North. So, no, she grew up, she lives there. I'm getting nods. And she is really teaching kind of anything they throw her way, acting, directing. Last semester, she was teaching scene study. She is just overall a very cool person. She said she was an old lady and nervous about this, but I think she's great just the way she is, and she has nothing to be nervous about. So that's my new best friend, Stacy.
Agreed. Thank you. Stacy is a badass. Okay. Anybody else feeling brave? One more. Oh, Alexandria. Yes, bring it. Do that.
Hi, my new best friend is Erin. Erin is a new transplant to the Midwest. So welcome to the cold, but that's totally okay because she loves the cold, which, you know, I don't understand as her new best friend, but we still get along, even though I am a summer lover. Erin teaches theater and music theater. And something that I admire about Erin is that she is very loyal to her people. And one of the things that she misses while she's a new transplant here is she misses her people. So she would love to bring them all into the fold here to the Midwest. So that's Erin, my new best friend.
My new best friend is very specifically my way of getting them out of their own heads and their own defense mechanisms and their own, like, when's he going to call on me? What am I going to say? I've got to think about it. And, oh, there are 7 people left before me. Oh, and my new best friend kind of cuts through that. It gives them a task, which is listening, and it's active listening. And you go over there and you have a time limit and you're interviewing and you're asking and you're drinking it in. And then you come back and you can introduce that person. And you are accountable to them right away. The relationship is fast forward. We're in this together, you and me. We're all we have. Let's make sure neither of us are left behind. Let's make sure neither of us wouldn't be able to present. And then when I say that second layer, you may be asked to introduce another best friend in the room based on the first introduction.
So everybody needs to listen to everybody else's.
It's not just that stuff, though. It's not just the act of listening and putting yourself second to the task. The other part in a theater classroom, which is important, and maybe it is in an academic classroom too, is that I spotlight the person that's being talked about. And when you are being gushed about, being talked about, facts being said about you, and you're hearing it and you're listening yourself, the act of listening going on in your body, all eyes are on me and I'm hearing, that's a positive thing. I also get people talking. And when you're presenting to introduce somebody else, you project, you are clear, you are, because you are accountable to that person.